The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up at Underdog Fantasy, promo code NBA SGPN. Get up to $1,000 in bonus credits. We're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Get up to $750 in cash back rewards each month when you sign up at edgeboost.bet. Use promo code SGPN. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no the voice, no guys, me, Billy Rowe, Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. Thank you, chat, for acknowledging the heater that I'm on. Appreciate it. I didn't want to acknowledge it. I won't acknowledge it. Won't do too much, but we'll just say that the locks are flowing. The locks are free flowing. The dog, not as much. I talked myself out of the dog. Should have just went with Portland as the dog. Dog didn't hit. Had Josh Giddey 40 plus points, rebounds, and assists. Thought he'd have a really big game, and he did. He had 36. So just a couple short there, but come on, the Warriors was never in doubt. I hate Memphis for making me fade them like this. Oh, we got a big slate here to talk about. What's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games to talk about. And 7 of them have a double-digit spread. So we've gotten to that point of the season. Got my guy here. This is the advanced analytics expert.
Yeah, man. It's a
Lonte Smith.
tough part of the season, man. Tough part of the season. 7 double-digit spreads. Teams fighting for playoff position, going against teams who are tanking. So, perfect scenario for some of the franchises.
Which means that a couple of these dogs are hitting outright on the money line. That's only for certain. You're getting at least a couple of dogs outright on the money line for certain. Just gotta decide which one this is gonna be. All right, let's see here. What else we got going on here? That first of all, I don't know what the hell was that game last night, double overtime with the Nuggets and the Timberwolves, but it is for certain. Despite a 60-point triple-double, the Nuggets are unable to beat the Minnesota Timberwolves. Doesn't matter what lineup goes out there. Doesn't matter what happens. They've lost the last 6 meetings straight going back to the playoff series. Yeah, just don't ever take, like, whatever the situation is. We know now 100%. Don't ever take the Nuggets over the Timberwolves right now. Not right now. Not right now. That's crazy. I think that's insane. 6 straight wins, and last night, I mean, very, very annoying. Very annoying as somebody that picked Nuggets watching that game. Like, man, they just cannot get the dub no matter what happens. Double overtime, all of that. Lonte, anything pop out from you last night?
Not really. I mean, just Joker being Joker, to be honest. Anyway. Nothing else really, man. I'm trying to think of anything. Nope, nothing else really. I mean, it was a great game though. It was a hell of a game.
Perfect read on Suns Bucks over. Perfect read on Portland team total over. Could have came down and doubled down even more on Portland on the money line. But Grimes had the Grimes game that we were looking for going back to MSG. That was good. I think his line was all the way at like 20.5. So you got some nice plus money on 25 if you ended up playing that. Other than that, nobody really cares. Let's get into what we're talking about today. But first, just make sure there's no reason to pay for some touts Discord, because you can hop in the SGPN Discord completely free, hang out with the community, break down all the action, get some nice bets, and do all of that. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. That is sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord to hop into that free free Discord. Let's see. What the hell? We got the New York Knicks on the road going to play the Cleveland Cavaliers. Cavs are laying 10.5. 229.5 is the total. Injury report here for the Cavs. Ty Jerome is out. That is it. For the Knicks, they played yesterday, so we're going to have to see. Cat did not play yesterday. Campaign, Miles McBride didn't play. We'll see if Deuce and Campaign going to be able to play in this one. We'll see if Cat's going to be able to play in this one. Brunson's more than likely still out. Well. Looky here at what we have. We have the New York Knicks, yet again, going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. This time the line's sitting here at 10.5. What are you doing?
Yeah, I like the Knicks as long as they get, Towns back, and if Hart, OG, if all their core guys are there. I mean, outside of Brunson, I think the Knicks are getting a little bit too many here. Cavs have been winning but not covering. They haven't covered in 3 straight. The Knicks have covered 4 of the last 5. Cavs also have failed to cover in 7 of the last 10. And I think they might. I mean, although they play in a back-to-back, they should be fresher with Towns being back inserted into the lineup. So I just think it's a little bit too many points with Cat being back. So I'll take the 10.5. I don't really love it, but that would be the only side I could play.
All right, let's try to let me try to convince you to switch sides here. The Knicks have played 12 back-to-backs this season. What do you think is their ATS record on those back-to-backs?
Probably 2-9-1.
Oh, dude, you're giving them too much credit. You giving them too much credit. The Knicks are 110-1.
Oh wow,
110-1 on back-to-backs this season. ATS 5-7 straight up. The over is gone over in 9 of the last 12. So 9 of 12 they've gone over. Like, and I mean, it makes sense when you think about it. The Knicks play 5 players. You play 5 players 40 minutes a night and you tell them the next day, hey, go do it again. And they don't play well and you're shocked. Like, come on. And so it does make sense. And we also have the Cleveland Cavaliers, a team that we know for a fact the New York Knicks can't beat. Like, we've seen it. We know that they can't beat them. I understand the Cavs haven't been the best over the past 5 games, but I mean, I think that's a lot of the Cavs also looking down on the opponents that they're playing. Because if you look at the opponents they're playing, I mean, they played the Clippers, non-conference team, and it's the Clippers. You're not really serious about that. You play Detroit, you're not really taking them too serious, not taking San Antonio serious, not taking Portland serious, not taking Utah serious. Like, they really haven't played. And this is the New York Knicks. Like, this is the Knicks coming to town. This is not just random Joe Smo team, fucking San Antonio, Portland coming to town, and they don't care. This is the New York Knicks. I think they're going to be locked into this game. I think that the Knicks showed me yesterday in the first half of the back-to-back that despite playing a lesser defense in the Philadelphia 76ers, they still had issues scoring the ball without Cat. And you're telling me that there's a chance that Cat's not going to be in this game again? And they're playing the best team in the league? Oh, dude, I think this is a complete get-right spot for them. I think the Cavs are going to run through the New York Knicks today, and this is probably going to end up the Knicks punting the game. Give me Cavs, laying 10.5 here. I feel pretty good about that. Very shocked that you're on Knicks here, Lonte. And I'm the Knicks fan. It's crazy.
I mean, I don't
Very
love
shocked.
it. I don't think Cleveland particularly cares about this game. I mean, I know it's the Knicks, but they're on a back-to-back. I might play Knicks first quarter, first half as well.
The Knicks are on a back-to-back. Cleveland's not on a back.
No.
Cleveland's not rest.
I mean, I know the Knicks are on a back-to-back, but I mean, I don't think Cleveland really cares. I don't really think they're putting much effort into blowing out people. I mean, they haven't covered in 7 or 10, so I don't know. I mean, it's not one of my favorite plays.
All right. I know the Knicks go over. I kind of felt like this was an under game. It kind of took me off the total. I don't really have a thing for the total, but Knicks typically go over in the second leg of back-to-back. But I don't know. I kind of feel like this is under type of game. Maybe a Knicks team total under or a Cavs team total over, something like that. But I'm pretty locked in on the Cavs here. All right. What's next? Charlotte Hornets on the road going to play the Indiana Pacers. Pacers laying 14.5. 223 is the total. Injury report for these two. We've got Nick Smith Jr.'s questionable. No, I lied. He's probable with that ankle injury. Looks like he's going to play. We got Ben Matherin, who is questionable with the calf. Miles Turner is questionable with, on the sick report, Miles Turner is. That sounded very Yoda-like. On the sick report, Miles Turner is. Very, very much Yoda coded there. All right, here we are. 14 and a half. There's some Star Wars node that'd be like, oh, Star Wars reference, Star Wars reference. All right, 14 and a half here for the Indiana Pacers. Lonte, what are you doing?
Yeah, I would look at the team total over for the Pacers. So Miles Turner missed last game because of sickness, and I think Benedict had Matherin had a calf issue. So, I mean, Jarris Walker's filled in pretty good. Obi Toppin was really good as well. So, I mean, their depth should allow them to, coast to win this game by margin, even if they have to go a little bit deeper into their bench. The Hornets, I mean, Miles Bridges is playing well. I guess that's the only bright spot. I mean, Nick Smith Jr. has been playing okay as well, but they just don't have enough. And I think the Pacers, they are 2 games back, if I'm not mistaken, of the 3 seed, right?
I have the Pacers 4 games back of the Knicks for the 3 seed.
Oh, 4. Okay, so yeah. Well, I mean, they still got a shot theoretically, but so yeah, I think
There
they'll
is how many games remaining?
7. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So realistically, they have a shot. Depending on tiebreakers and all that. But yeah, I could only bet the Pacers here. I would look at that team total to go over. I know this total is kind of low for a team like the Pacers who plays with a lot of pace. I know the Hornets defense has been pretty decent average this year, but I don't think this is a particularly good matchup for them, especially with the depth that the Pacers have and the different ways that they can beat you.
Yeah, I mean, if you're taking Pacers team total, you're basically saying the Pacers are going to dominate the pace and get the Hornets out of their rhythm because they've been really solid the last 5 games defensively. I mean, there's a 120 in there somewhere, but everything else has kind of been more low scoring where they just haven't been able to get business done. I mean, they lost 98-94 to the Pelicans, lost 108, they lost 108-97 to the Raptors, 111-104 to Orlando, and then there's the 120-105 loss. I mean, 122-105 loss to Miami. But so I couldn't get there on any type of over just because Charlotte's kind of mucked up a lot of these games recently. And granted, none of these are Orlando's a playoffs. Well, Orlando's in the play-in. Orlando's in the play-in. Miami's in the play-in. Other than that, the last 3 are not playoff teams. So I could see the Pacers just being better and being able to score there, but there's no way. And I understand how bad Charlotte's been. There's no way I'm laying 14 and a half with the Indiana Pacers are here. No shot. If I told you there was a game that somebody could mess around and muck up and lose outright, I think it's the Pacers who really, really, really can play down the competition teams at times. And we saw it with the Kings game and them just kind of going back and forth and letting the Kings be out early in that game and having to battle back and ended up winning by 2. Like, I just do not trust them to play a good 4 quarters of solid basketball. I'm not up on the Pacers at all. So give me the Charlotte Hornets plus 14 and a half. And if I like dog, I like under. So I'll take under 223. I think I understand the points you make, but I think Charlotte mucks this game up, makes it ugly, and makes it a lot closer than the Pacers would want it to be. All right. Let's see here. What y'all talking about in the chat? Cavs beat them by like 30 last matchup. Oh, that's the Knicks game. Yep. Chat's on Cavs. Looks like a couple of people in the chat on the Cavs. Look like somebody's on what's this? Pacers possibly. Yeah, nah. I'm good. All right. Before we get to the next game of the slate, gotta talk to you about Edge Boost, Premier Visa debit card for sports bettors. The Edge Boost card allows you to avoid the hassle of having your card denied at the sportsbook, DFS site, sweepstakes site, whatever. And you can earn up to $750 per month in cashback rewards using your Edge Boost card. And you know your money is safe as the card is FDIC insured. And the best part is no credit checks, completely free. Go sign up today over there at edgeboost.bet. Promo code SGPN. All right. We're also brought to you by mybookie.ag. Shout out to MyBookie here. Be able to go over there and bet all of these games. You can bet all of these games. They got props as well. You can go lock into all of that over there on mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. They have a whole bunch of crazy bets that you can make. They also have easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using cryptocurrency, so you don't have to worry about that at all. I promise you, you could go make your withdrawal, go downstairs, make yourself a sandwich. By the time you come back to your phone, it's already there. That's how fast it is. It is incredibly fast. So go make sure you tap into mybookie.ag and go check out all the games that you can bet, including the Crown College basketball games. Head over to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. It's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. All right. Let's keep the train going, Lonte. We've got Sacramento Kings on the road going to play the Washington Wizards. Kings are laying 13. 232 is the total. Injury report. We've got Devin Carter out for the Kings, and we've got Jake LaRuvia out. Whew. Marcus Smart's out. Chris Middleton's out. Keyshawn George's out. Bilal Koulibaly's out. Malcolm Brogdon's out. By the way, Danny Abdia for Malcolm Brogdon and picks. Pretty bad trade. Nobody's ever going to talk about that bad one because the Wizards were a bad team before and they're a bad team after, so nobody cares. But it was a pretty bad trade. Like a really bad. Like, man. How did they end up with Brogdon and they had Abdia? Like, how do you not keep Abdia? Wow, this guy's amazing. And shout out to the 30-point triple-double he had. All right, here we are. They are catching 13 at home are the Wizards, who have been really bad at basketball. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I like over. Wizards over in 7 of 10. They are playing at a rapid pace. I think the Kings have no agenda to play defense. I would be if I had to play a side, probably would go with the Kings. I mean, they need this game. They blew that game against the Pacers, which was really bad to see. I think they were up 16 in like the third quarter and allowed them to come all the way back. So their main issue is they don't have a point guard, and so they have Malik Monk playing point guard, who is a shooting guard, and that just doesn't work whenever teams want to pressure you, which has caused him to have like two of his worst games this year. I think he had 5 points, 6 turnovers, and like 5 turnovers in the previous game. So he's been struggling, but I think he'll get right here. I think the Kings have no issue scoring. Sabonis should dominate the inside, him and Valanciunas. The Wizards will let you do whatever you want on the perimeter. So if the Kings make shots, I think they can easily get to like 120 plus. And I think the Wizards also will be able to score as they have been doing, over the past few games. So I like the over 232 or 231 and a half, whatever it is. If I had to make a play, I would play the Kings.
Lonte, I played Jordan Poole over PA in the last game. Dog, he cashed before the half. It was like 16 and a half I got for his PA. He had like 18 points at half or something like that. He finished with 35. That's what happens when you play Jordan Poole 30 minutes. And I think because they saw Jordan Poole do that in those 30 minutes, and then effectively saw the rest of the team do nothing. I mean, he had 35 points, and the team as a whole had 94. Only one other person was in double figures. Wizards team's not serious. And as much as I would love to fade the Kings as double-digit favorites here, they've actually been really good on the season. Let's play another game. We've been playing games today. The Kings have had 7 games this season where they've been double-digit favorites. What do you think their record is?
I'll say 4-3.
Ah, dude, you're just not giving these teams enough credit, man. Like, you're really not. 6-1.
Wow.
6-1. ATS is a double-digit favorite this season. I mean, of all teams, I would have never expected that from the Kings. But when the Kings get a bad team, they handle business. Wizards are pretty bad right now. We got a number of double-digit spreads today. I don't have no reason to think that this is the one that doesn't hit. So I'll take Kings, laying 13. I like your over as well. I think we see a lot of points here. Kings and over. Kings pull away, and then they just let the Wizards do whatever. Let's see what's next. Miami Heat going on the road to play the Boston Celtics. Celtics are laying 11. 211.5 is the total. Injury report. We've got Jovic, Kevin Love, Duncan Robinson, Andrew Wiggins all out for the Heat. And I saw the injury report going crazy for this game yesterday. Yep, that's what I thought. Al Horford is doubtful. You got Porzingis, who is questionable due to return from illness conditioning, aka sick report. What's this? Drew Holiday is questionable as well. And then we've got Jaylen Brown, who is questionable as well. So a lot of uncertainty on that Boston side of the ball here, going up against Miami, laying double digits. What are you doing?
Yeah, tough game for me. I mean, I don't want to fade Boston right now. They're just rolling. I think they just came back from completing a road trip sweep where they won 6. I think they got the best road record in the NBA. But again, they're back home now. They've dominated the Heat. I think they won 106-89. Heat's been playing well. Too much, excuse me, too much uncertainty. I would look under, maybe even a first half under. I know it's tough to do in a Celtics game, but depending on who plays, you probably just want to kind of get in. And they don't even care about. I don't think they care about the win at all. I mean, pretty much locked into that 2 seed, so they can't go anywhere. But they've been playing extremely well. Not enough for me to want to lay 11 against the Heat and Spoelstra, but also not enough for me to fade them with the Heat with all their uncertainty going on. So a lot of uncertainty. I would look under, if anything. I really don't have a good feel for the side.
All right. It's pretty simple here. You cannot trust the Boston Celtics laying double digits. Like, that is just, you can't. So you can look at over the course of the full season. You can even break it down as far as recently. So over the course of the full season, the Boston Celtics are 14, 23, and 1 against the spread when they are a double-digit favorite. We talked about this plenty of times. This team gets to a point and they just say, you know what? It doesn't matter. We're cool just kind of walking out here with the win. You even said it in your handicap there. They probably don't even care about the win. So it makes me feel even better about just saying, hey, I know it looks ugly, but we got to take the Heat plus the points here. Heat actually 5-0 ATS in their last 5 games, believe it or not. Now, granted, some of those games were against lesser competition, and then you had the Jimmy Revenge game there, so they handled business, but they've been getting it done, and they've been able to cover the number recently. Boston is 4-1, and the only one that they did not cover in the last 5 games was a 12-point spread against the San Antonio Spurs, in which they won by 10. I'm really, really good on laying this number with Boston. I just don't trust Boston to cover a large number like this. And if you've been betting that over the course of the season, you'd be up because, again, 14, 23, and 1 against the spread is double-digit favorite. It's not the place that you want to bet Boston. I agree with you on the under, though. Both of these two teams have been really, really good defensively. The pace has been snail at the bottom of the league. So I do think that this is an under type of game. But give me dog and under here. I like the points. I like the under. All right. Let's see what's next up. We've got enough of that. There was no way I was coming up on this podcast, especially after hitting Boston as a lock and then take them as a double-digit favorite. No way. Come on. Got to be a villain sometimes. Houston welcoming the Utah Jazz to the crib. Houston's laying 17.5. 226.5 is the total. Rockets have nothing on the injury report here. Let's see. Utah has Walker Kessler as a questionable return, questionable in this one. We've got Colin Sexton, who was also questionable. We've got John Collins out, Laurie Markkinen out, Cody Williams out, Jayden Springer is questionable. Yeah, that's about it. All right. I mean, the simple question here is: do you think Utah takes not Utah? Do you think that Houston takes Utah serious?
Well, I can answer that in one word. No, they don't. Now, where they covered the 17 and a half, that's a big number to cover. Maybe look at Houston in the first half. I know Utah's had. I've been taking Utah in first halves on these big numbers, and they've been pretty feisty before they mail it in the second half. So, like, this is a tough. I mean, look at Rockets team total over. That's the only play that I could kind of remotely get behind.
Well, let me give you some history, and let's see if you feel any better about picking a side here. Let's read off the past at least 5, maybe even more games that Utah Jazz and the Houston Rockets have played. Last game, March 27th, Houston was a 13.5 point favorite. They won by 11. February 22nd, Houston was an 8 point favorite. They lost by 9. Going into last season, Houston was 11 point favorite. They lost by 3. Still in last season, Houston was a 7 point favorite. They were able to win by 1 on the road. You'd have to go back 5 games until you got to a Houston cover against the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not gonna bet it either way. But
Oh my gosh. They haven't covered. They have not. Wait, what is that? 5? So it's that 6, 7. They haven't covered 7 of the last 8 against Utah. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. This is 8 of the last 9. Oh my gosh. 8 of the last 9 they have not covered against Utah. And
yeah,
they are laying a bunch of points in these games.
yeah. Best of luck to you, man. I can't do it. I'll take the team total over though for the Rockets. Jazz, obviously, they definitely roll over in the second half.
All right. I hear what you're saying, but I also see a 13-point spread where they still didn't cover the. Oh my gosh, no. I'm good. I'm good. 17 and a half. I'm probably not going to bet this, but I have to go chalk here. It seems like Utah one has their number. I already didn't feel good laying this big of a number with with Houston. Anyways, Houston's still 3-7 ATS in their last 10 games. So as bad as the Utah Jazz have been in proximity into where they are in the standings, the Rockets have been just as bad compared to their peers that are also at the top of the standings. ATS hasn't been good, and Utah's been better on the road than they have at home. There's no way. There's no way I could only look at Utah. I could only look at Utah. There is nothing that could convince me to take the Rocket side of this. But I don't think I could get there on Utah still. Come on now. All right. Although, what is this? What is this money line? 11-1 for one basketball game, as Kramer would like to say. 11-1? I don't know. I don't think the Rockets are that much better than them. Utah, they tank. I will give them that. If I were to do anything, I would wait for a live number for Houston in this game. Wait for a live number, catch them live, and then after they for some reason let Utah go out on some run in the first half, and then they come back and proceed to win the game in the second half. But there's no way I could just sit here and lay 17.5 with Utah. No way. All right. Let's see what's next. Before we get to the how many games we got? 4 games left. Before we finish out the slate with the 4 games left on the slate, and actually talk about the one game that doesn't require you to win by double digits to get a cover. Gotta talk to you about Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you go tap into Underdog Fantasy. You can check out their NBA pick'em, make some nice pick'em picks over there in the NBA, or you can actually go over and check them out and do some women's college basketball. I've been playing that. In fact, let's see here. What do I like this weekend in the women's Final Four? Man, Lauren Betts is just a dog. And I think Sarah Strong is going to have her work cut out for the freshman. I think Lauren Betts has a good game. I could see a higher for Lauren Betts and points there. And so, look, there's a little something, a little extra square for you women's college basketball. You can do men's college basketball. You can do MLB. They have everything, MMA, all of that over there at Underdog Fantasy. Lock in with Underdog Fantasy. Promo code NBA SGPN, which use your special pick. First time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code NBA SGPN. And we're going to have our underdog lineup at the end of the show. We're also brought to you by Rhythm, your home for AI picks and props. You can build your own models over there at Rhythm, or you can use Rhythm models. It really doesn't matter, but you're going to cash regardless because they're really, really good. And if you don't want to build your own model, you can copy a really good model that somebody else has going and still cash that way too. Like you can do all that. They got player props in the NBA. And hey, I can't wait until WNBA tips off soon, and we'll be using Rhythm for that as well. Lock in for a 7-day free trial and get a whole bunch of really good picks over there at Rhythm. 7-day free trial. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. That is sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right, let's close things out here. Next game up, we've got the Atlanta Hawks going on the road to play the Dallas Mavericks. Mavericks are laying 4. 240 is the total injury report. And we have Jacob Toppin was out yesterday. Clint Capella was out yesterday. So the Hawks on the second leg back-to-back. We'll wait on an official injury report, but that's what it is right now. And Anthony Davis is probable for this game. Still probably going to be on a minutes restriction. Caleb Martin's probable as well. Probably still going to be on a minutes restriction. You've got Daniel Gafford, who's not on the injury report. That's big news. He's playing. You have Derek Lively is questionable, and he was upgraded questionable on Monday, ruled out, practice Tuesday, and it looks like he could come back soon. Maybe restrictions tonight. Maybe it's another night. Lively looks like he's on the way back. Dante Exum is done. Dude. Very, very good stuff and a perfect read on the Atlanta Hawks on the first leg of a back-to-back here. Doesn't look good for them in the second leg, if I do say so. What do you have here? Because this is a game that I think everybody is going to be tapped into, Lonte, because, again, it is the only game where your team doesn't require to win by double digits for you to win the bet.
Yeah, man. This should be a competitive game. Two teams that I've been really good on the Mavs and not good on the Hawks, betting for or against. I think they're one of the trickier teams to kind of back. But in this spot, I like the over. I like the Mavs getting a little bit healthier. If they can, they had that was a bad loss that they took against the Spurs. Was it the Spurs that they played the last game? I can't remember who it was, but that was a bad loss that they took in their last game. So I think they rebound here. The Hawks off the back-to-back. I don't really trust their interior, especially if all three bigs are going to be playing for the Mavs.
Oh, dude. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I like the Mavs minus a 4. I think it'd be a high-scoring game, though. I mean, both teams to get to 120, I think that's very feasible. So I like the over and Mavs minus 4.
Yeah, I laid it with the Mavs as well. Fate and the Hawks here. Hawks on the second leg of a back-to-back to their team total 4-10 on the season. Has not been good. They haven't been getting good production. They've been letting down actually on the second leg of back-to-backs. And it was a great read yesterday of them just kind of no-showing that game and that the Portland is better. And I think that Dallas is better. Dallas plays defense. I know that Dallas can lock in defensively in these games. Anthony Davis coming back has been big. Held Orlando to 92. They did give up 119 to Chicago, 113 to Brooklyn. They had a 101 against Brooklyn. Like they've been a lot better and not just immediately giving up 120 points like they were doing when Anthony Davis was out. And now they potentially have Lively back as well. And I mean, yes, all these guys on minutes restrictions, but it means a lot. Like having them out there means a lot. So I think they'll be able to score just fine. But The Hawks let down after on the second leg of a back-to-back. Hawks team total under. I like the Mavericks. I think the Mavericks are going to be able to score as well. So I'm with you lockstep. Laying the points with the Mavericks in this one. I feel pretty good about the Mavericks, honestly. I think the Mavericks are going to run away with this game. What's next? The San Antonio Spurs going on the road to play Denver Nuggets, who are coming off a double overtime. Second leg of a back-to-back. Spurs on the second leg of a back-to-back as well. Opened up at 13.5. Lonte is down to 9.5 now. Still need 10 points to cover for the Denver Nuggets, however. 231.5 is the total. Let's see here what we got on Jeremy Sohan. We'll see if he's going to be able to play today. He did not play on Tuesday. And then Jamal Murray and Michael Porter did not play in that game. So we're going to see if they're going to be able to play today. Still waiting on injury report here. What do you like so far with the Spurs and the Nuggets?
Yeah, it would be Spurs or nothing. I mean, I know both on back-to-backs, but too much injury. Too much concern about who's going to be in, who's going to be out for Denver. I wouldn't be surprised if they sit Joker after that performance he had last night, and I'm not sure what the deal is with Murray and Porter. So, I mean, I would take the points. I mean, obviously, I would much rather have the double digit, the 13 than the 9.5. But Spurs, I think they'll fight, especially if they're against the B or B- squad against for the Nuggets. So it would be Spurs or nothing for me. I'm assuming this dropped because those three guys probably aren't going to play, or a combination of two of those three aren't going to play. So I'll take my chances with the Spurs as a feisty dog here.
Well, it went down immediately. So the spread went down immediately as soon as the first overtime started.
So,
It already lost a point, and everybody said, "Oh, all right." And then it only begun to get worse as they went into a second overtime, and so I think that has a lot to do with it. I do agree. I think that somebody is sitting, whether it's Jokic, whether it's Mike Porter Jr., Jamal Murray. I don't think that we're going to see a full strength squad here. And last 5 games, they've gotten 3 double-digit spreads, and they've been able to cover them against Cleveland and Boston. Only one they didn't cover was Golden State, where they didn't try at all. Period. So, yeah, I like Spurs here, plus the points. Will not fade them with the number that large. No. All right. Let's see here. What's next? We've got the Oklahoma City Thunder at home, welcoming the Detroit Pistons. Pistons are coming into town, catching 13 points. 232 is the total. 13 injury. Oh, yeah. Forgot all you guys got suspended. Kate Cunningham is doubtful. You've got Tobias Harris listed as probable. Ron Holland is out, suspended for 1 game. Marcus Sasser's out, suspended for 1 game. Isaiah Stewart's out, suspended for 2 games. Dang, Dukas, Mitchell, and Aaron Wiggins all still out for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, it only takes 1 quarter for OKC to go on a run and cover this game. It's just, when does that quarter happen? But it doesn't take much. 10-0 in the last 10 games are the Oklahoma City Thunder against the spread. 10-0. I mean, fade it if you want. I really wanted to talk myself into a way that I could back Detroit here, but I'm sorry. I've just seen this story way too many times where, yeah, OKC may be in a competitive game, but then they go on 116-0 run, and it's never looks back at that point. So it has to be OKC or nothing for me.
Yep, I agree 100%. OKC or nothing. I'm not. I think they've only lost. I think they're 28-1 against the Eastern Conference, and that loss was to the Cavs, and I think they were down a couple of guys, but yeah, I mean, all it takes is 1 quarter, and I don't think the Pistons have enough horses. Tobias was out last game. Cade is doubtful. You mentioned all of those guys that were suspended, so that cuts into their depth even more. So they're probably playing their 8th, 9th, and 10th player minutes that they're not normally used to getting against one of the best defensive teams in the league, who has a deep roster. I mean, Isaiah Joe's shooting like 53% from three over the past like 10 games. So it doesn't matter who's on the floor for the Thunder. I would lay the 13.5 before anything. Look at the team total to go over as well.
Yeah. Pistons just missed it. But I will give the Pistons credit. I've been more or less fading them without Cade Cunningham. And they found a way to make some of these games competitive. Maybe not the Minnesota game, but Cleveland was competitive. It was very competitive. They won the game outright. That's the only thing that concerns me. But OKC's just on another level. They're beating everybody they're destroying everybody. Like, no, I'm not doing that. All right. Last game up. New Orleans Pelicans on the road going to play the Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers are laying 17.5, 218.5 is the total. Jesus Christ, 17.5. Amir Coffey, Jordan Miller, both out for the Clippers. Jordan Hawkins and Brandon Boston, both out for the Pelicans. You also have CJ McCollum and Zion Williamson, who have been shut down for the entire year. You are looking at a potential starting lineup of Jose Alvarado, Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, Yves Missy, and Antonio Reeves. One more time. I'm sorry. Jose Alvarado, Bruce Brown, Antonio Reeves, Kelly Olynyk, Yves Missy is the starting lineup for the Pelicans today. Yikes. 17.5 is a lot, but I mean, that is... Well, Bruce Brown is a champion. Give him that. Bruce Brown is a champion. Bruce Brown is a champion, so I mean, they do have a champion in the starting lineup. Oh, dude. I want to give the Pelicans some type of credit here, but like, if you have Pelicans anything on the sheet, I just don't know how you got there. I want to know how you got there. That you said I'm putting money on the Pelicans.
Yeah, I'm laying it with the Clippers. The Clippers on a roll right now. And the game, I think they won like 10 of 12 or 11 of 13 or something like that. And I think one of their losses was to the Cavs where they didn't have Kawhi. When Kawhi's been in the lineup, he's been really good, averaging 25 and 7 rebounds, like 3 assists. He's got like 50-40 splits shooting wise. He's looked really good. The team has looked extremely well. Zubac has been a beast. I don't know if they have an. I mean, obviously, it's obvious that they don't have enough, but yeah, Clippers could win by 25 here. So I'll lay the 17.5. Look at that team total over as well. I think the Clippers can. Clippers are one of those teams that could put up 103 quarters on.
You might as well bet the game total. The Clippers scoring all the points. What is the Clippers team total here? Clippers team total is 18.5. Pelicans team total is 100.5. Jesus Christ. They might not get to that 100, by the way. That actually might be I didn't expect for it to be 100.5, honestly, when I thought about it. That might actually be under 100. Like, there's a good chance they don't get to 100 points here. Their offense has been horrible, and the Clippers defense has been really solid. Like, there's a pretty decent chance that the Pelicans don't score here, unless the Clippers are just destroying them and say, all right, we don't care if you get to 103 points because we have 125, 130. Like, I think if I wanted a sweat in that game, it might be that, maybe. But anything that says New Orleans Pelicans going on any ticket of mine just sounds horrible. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, that's it. All right. Well, Lonte, let's keep the mojo going. Lock, dog, underdog.
Yeah, let me find a I need to find an updated number for the Rockets team total because that's going to be my lock. Where is it?
Rockets team total is sitting at 122.5.
Yeah. Yeah, give me over for that as my lock. I think they'll be able to do what they want against the Jazz. Disappointing performance from Jalen Green and pretty much the whole team after in that second half against the Lakers. Ime was putting the emphasis on defense. I think they locked down on defense, turned the Jazz over, who are one of the worst turnover teams in the league. So they'll turn turnovers into easy offense. So I like them to score 125 plus here. So that's going to be my lock. Dog, I'm going to take Malik Monk 20 plus. That's at plus 280. He's had 20 plus last month 4 times. I'm looking at his points total over as well. He scored 16 or more, 7 of 11. He just had 2 bad games. The defense kind of got on to him, and I think against the Wizards, he should be able to do what he wants with the lack of perimeter defense that they have. So I'm going Malik Monk, 20 plus points, plus 280.
All right. A lot of pressure. A little bit of a streak going on here. All right, for my lock, I will admit, I've already given out Cavs. I've already given out Hawks team total under. So I can't double up there. I can't trust the Kings. However, 6-1 is a very solid trend that I don't mind backing. I will admit that much. Lock, Dallas laying 4. Atlanta lets down yet again. For my dog, let's give you a nice juicy dog here. Yikes. Indiana is the one that I'm like, man, I can see them losing that game. I really can. Indiana is very tempting. I can see them losing. As much as you have faith in the Rockets, recent history says that for some reason Utah's probably going to be in this game. Catching Denver off of 2 overtimes is also extremely tempting, but I just can't do anything with the Spurs right now. I really can't. All right, let's find something that I want to actually bet. I might do a parlay. Yeah, let's do a parlay. Because I feel I'll parlay the Kings. Give me Kings laying 13 because the Wizards are really, really bad. Or no, wait. Kings also suck defensively. Where's my guy Jordan Poole at? If he gets the minutes, he's going over. This is super easy. The Wizards are playing basketball today. I would much rather, instead of doing a parlay, just take Jordan Poole. What's Jordan Poole's points prop? It's still 17.5 is plus money. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Let's go with Jordan Poole for 20 plus points is plus 150. What is PA? Alternate PA on Jordan Poole. Just in case he gets pass happy here. 25 PA is plus 160. I like that. Let's go with that. 25 points and assists plus 160. That's my dog. All right. Let's get into Underdog Fantasy. Yeah, man. Jordan Poole's been a monster recently. Also, shout out Gundam. That's how you know. Hey, he's an OG. That's how you know he an OG. He was up watching Gundam at night. That used to be the days. Tsunami. Shoot, they used to come on another channel. Lonte, what are we doing here for Underdog?
I like Jalen Green points higher.
Bounce back game after the 9 point. I feel like there's a lot of people that have been mentioning Jalen Green's 9 points. I feel like there's a lot of people, like I've seen that multiple times today, of people mentioning Jalen Green having 9 points.
Yep. Add Ime Udoka to that list as well.
Jalen Green higher 23.5 points for the bounce back. We can throw Jordan Poole in there as well. He's been so good, and they just continue not to move his line. It's really ridiculous. He had 35 the last game. Come on, 16.
38% from 3 over the last month, I think.
Oh, dude, come on. And sometimes they're giving him, I think that's they're probably going to give him 20 minutes now. So that's also what you're concerned about. But again, he cashed us in the first half last time. No way. All right. Jordan Poole's in there. Jalen Green's in there for the bounce back. We need one more play.
We
can
Pritchard threes. He had an off game last night. I mean, the other night against the Grizzlies. And the Heat will let you shoot the three. And if we're getting,
but it is an under game. But Boston does only do anything but shoot the three, so I guess I'm not mad at that.
well, if some of those guys are ruled out, his minutes are going to be.
Oh no, he's not even. They're not even offering him. They're only offering Tatum, White.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Porzingis, Brown, Holiday. So they're.
No, that's fair. What about Donovan Mitchell threes?
He is playing the Knicks.
Yeah, Knicks bottom 3-point percentage defense.
2.5 is 0.88. I feel like we could do the people better. 0.88 is like 0.9 is cool, but when we start getting to 0.8, it's like, all right, I'm giving you money now. Let's see here. We already have Jalen Green in the Houston game. Anything in? I guess we could just buy the threes up to 3.5. You think he gets to 4?
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm fine sticking with the paying the juice. That's too much. No way. We need a little bit of spicing in there. Oh wait, no, that's Mobley. I was wondering why that was. Oh, I was about to say. I was wondering why that looked weird. All right, Donovan Mitchell. Where'd he go? Did they just pull him down? Oh no, there he goes. All right, cool. All right. Higher 3.5. Yeah, that's pretty spicy too. Let's go with that. 0.88 is just ugh. All right, we got Donovan Mitchell higher 3.5 3-pointers made, and that's what I thought the number was going to be at anyway. Jordan Poole higher 16.5 points made. I'm sorry, Jordan Poole higher 16.5 points, and Jalen Green higher 23.5 points. That is 7.92x. $100 gets you $792. Now that much better than the regular 6 to 1 price we would get. 7.92x over there at Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. All right. Lonte, anything else for people before we get up out here?
That's about it, man. Just trying to get to the finish line for the playoffs.
Yeah, almost there. About 7 games left, and then we'll be talking NBA playoffs, breaking down all of the series and everything. He's at XXLonteXX. I'm at really real __. Make sure you give us a follow on X at SGPN NBA, and make sure you like the video on your way out. 5-star rating review wherever you get your podcast. And with that, that is it. I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just gonna end it like this. We are out of here.